Today's video is a vlog, and in this video I will be sharing with you the most famous day trip from Paris, that is to the Disneyland Paris. It is situated in Marne-la-Vallée, which is a 40 minutes ride from Paris. Also, it is easy to access by public transport as well. When it was getting closer, you could feel the vibe by the surrounded trees and the hotels nearby. It was a day at the beginning of autumn, so the weather was with a little chill and perfect to explore the magical attractions waiting for us. At the entrance to the Disneyland park, you can see a beautiful garden with beautiful flowers representing Disney characters, and also water fountains and many more, which gives a wonderful view along with the Disneyland Hotel and the iconic Mickey Mouse clock tower. I suggest you to buy your tickets before your visit. If not, you will have to wait in a long queue. So if you pre-booked, you just have to scan your QR code in a shorter line. Once you get inside to the Disney park, at first you will be introduced to the magical architecture with detailed structures of the magical world of Disney. I was really stunned by very tiny details on these buildings. You can find few attractions and rides at the entrance as well. But we thought of move forward along the main street of Disneyland. You can download the Disney app and decide or select which ride suits you or your family, so you can go according to the map. But I stick to the rule to complete the bigger rides whatever comes first. And of course, I avoided longer queues. We started our rides from Discoveryland. Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast was the first ride that we came across. The waiting time showed about 40 minutes. The queue was taking us through a lot more detailed images and architectural stuffs on the popular Disney Pixar Toy Story film series Buzz Lightyear. It gave that vibe while we wait for our rides. It took 30 minutes for us to get into our turn. This is a laser shooting gallery, an exciting ride into the space, in a cruiser spinning a full 360 degrees. It was magical and mind-blowing to experience the Pixar world in real. And then we moved on to the ride Hyperspace Mountain. The waiting time showed 30 minutes and we reached to our turn exactly in 30 minutes. This is a wonderful coaster ride, not to be missed. By the time we finished 2 rides, it was almost lunchtime, so we decided to take our picnic lunch in a smoking area which we found nearby. And then we straightly went to stand in queues for our next ride, which was Star Tours. This was staged like a tour to the universe, and the waiting queue symbolized an airport to the space. And this was the baggage scanning area by an alien. And these guys were super cool. They acted like they are busy in an airport, and some of them had aliens on their shoulders. This is a 3D ride, so we had to wear the 3D glasses. This ride was intense, just like the Hyperspace Mountain ride. Almost after all the rides, we had to take the exit through shops selling items related to the ride. And then we walked forward to the iconic Disney castle. And somehow it led us to the dragon den, which was very realistic. We came out of the dragon den to Fantasyland, which is the next part of the Disney park. Without wasting time, we started standing on line again to the ride Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The shown waiting time was 20 minutes and we reached our turn exactly in 20 minutes. This is a slow ride taking us through the story of Snow White. Just after the exit of Snow White ride, next to it was a ride Le Voyage to Pinocchio. We had to wait about 30 minutes in the line. And then we saw a maze related to Alice in Wonderland, which we didn't go. I kept it for next time maybe. And then there were a few food stalls and restaurants which was picturesque with tiny details of a cartoonic world. The next and the last ride we took in the Fantasyland was Circus Train Coaster. It's a beautiful mini journey to discover the miniature fairy tale mansions and villages made famous by classic Disney animated films. And then we moved on to the Adventureland, which led us to the Adventure Isle. This is a mysterious territory to be explored, from Robinson's Cabin to Galleon of Pirates, which leads to Pirates Beach, Skull Rock, Davy Jones' Locker, and realistic dark caves. And then we have the Pirates of Caribbean ride. The waiting time was 40 minutes. This was an interesting ride which took us through presence of Captain Jack Sparrow and his crew. Boarding in our vessels and escape to a moonlit lagoon, sailing on a refreshed voyage through a fabled age is fascinating.
Personnel, je m'octroie cet vol dérisoire. Et un coffre joyeux. Drink up, me hearts, yo, yo, ho, yo, ho, a pirate's life for me. You and me. Je suis un pirate et un meilleur.
And the next ride was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril, a roller coaster. It is a ride in a mining train through a lost temple. The rickety mining cart climbs a chain lift to the top of excavation site. But before we could catch our breath, a mysterious force sends the cart into an out-of-control spiral of twists and turns through the darkest corners of this cursed ruin. Forget finding your friends. You're gonna need all the courage of Indiana Jones to get out alive. It's a ride not to be missed who loves adventure. And then we walked through the Frontierland. And that's all for today of the adventures. Stay tuned for part 2 of Disneyland vlog. Thank you for watching.